Welcome back. This is Michelle from Michelle's Empty Nest, and today we are going to work on another 12 by 12 layout for the Load 222 Challenge, which is hosted over at the Scrap Happy website. And today's prompt is to talk about who or what is home to you, and the technique prompt is to use purple. Well, I've got some almost purpley lilac in here, so that's as close as I'm going to get to the technique prompt today, I think. But I have had this picture printed out for a little while. I used it in a smaller version back in my Me, Myself, and I album in August of last year. And this photo was actually pre-pandemic. This was, I believe, 2019. It was my birthday in either 2018 or 19. It's 2019 because of when we have Ellie. So we did not have her in 2018 at my birthday. So anyway, that clears all that up in case you were wondering. But I've had this picture printed and I wanted to do it in a larger size, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. Wasn't sure what papers I wanted to use or anything else. And then I had this paper in a stack that I had planned to use for something else and didn't use it. And so they kind of collided today as I was looking through things. And I thought the colors in the rainbow, the kind of the muted boho colors, picked up a lot of the tones that are in the photo. Not everything matches, but I don't think it has to. And then I wanted to do a bit of a border. I just like that look, and it gives me a chance to do some of my little style of messy stitching on my layout. So I think I'm going to create a border with this paper. I just like the way they look together. Both of these are from the Heidi Swapp Carefree line, and this is what I have left of Carefree. It's a good bit. I have a paper pad, some 12 by 12s, some charms. I do have some ephemera down in here somewhere. And I think I actually have a little more of it left from a class kit that I ordered from Heidi Swapp for some of her little mini albums that she makes. I've done some of those with her, and I think there were some leftovers from that as well. But I really want to just kind of limit myself to this, not give myself too many choices. These load layouts have to be pretty quick because you do one a day. That is what the challenge is about. And so I don't really know what else I'm going to do. I have a feeling there won't be a lot of embellishment since the paper's busy and the photo is large and we've got lots of color going on and all that kind of stuff. So it's probably going to end up being a fairly simple layout, but I thought I'd bring you along today and let's see how this turns out. So I'm going to go ahead and get you put it on fast forward and we'll get this done. So let's do it. Okay, so this one does take a little longer than I had anticipated. So the process video ended up being a little longer, even though I still sped it up and cut some parts out, but I kind of hem and hawed around some and just had a hard time making up my mind. It was just a lot different. I've done large photo layouts before, but I think just maybe the combination of the patterns and not really using any other embellishments and things like that, it took me a little while to wrap my brain around it. So I have gone away and stitched the rainbow paper to the other paper, the more mauve paper. And I used kind of, it's like a cross between like a gold and a mustard yellow type thread. I thought that looked really good with that mustardy looking color in those rainbows. And now I am trying to decide what little 6x8 paper here that I'm going to use to make a tag from. I know, again, I want my journaling to be on a tag. This one will be high enough up at the top to where it will be easily accessible just from the opening of the page protector. So I'm not going to have to worry about cutting a slit into this one. And I settled on that kind of, I don't know, peachy kind of of paper there. I thought that looked the best. It showed up, but it didn't clash or compete with the rainbows. So I thought I would try to just, again, go through ephemera and find something that I could put on the front of the photo or make a cluster somewhere. And everything just seemed forced. It didn't seem like it was working right. And I do a lot of thinking fingers in this video, friends. A lot of thinking fingers. So I thought on this little tag piece long and hard. I left it there for a while, but I ended up not using it. And so then I decided I would kind of think about my title before I went any further. So I'm bringing over my first pile of thickers, and I found this piece that said home, and I thought, well, that works perfectly for the sentiment that I'm trying to go for. But it just didn't take up much space. I liked the way it was going to look there on the table, but I don't know. It just didn't take up enough space, and I wasn't really crazy about the color. I love the color, but I just didn't feel like it went with this. So then I come across this multicolor, and for some reason this blue struck me as maybe being a good possibility. And so I put it to the side and think some more, and then you'll see me, I'm kind of counting through the letters and seeing if there's enough there to say a kind of title I would want to say. And I know I'm going to want to pull in something else to finish off the title so that there's two sets of thickers making it up. So here's my Felicity Jane ring of mostly, well, I won't say mostly. There's a lot of alpha stickers, and then there's just some other stickers as well. So now I've completely decided to put away that home sticker in that rose gold coppery color. And I pulled out this one. It's a really pale pink, but it goes nicely with some of the rainbow bows and also with this tag. So I showed you there, I had journaling on the back. And I just went away and typed that up on the computer in a rectangle the size that it needed to be, and then glued it to the back of this paper and cut my own little wedges off the side for the tag. And then I thought I would put some twine through there for a bow, which I struggle with for a little bit. I'm not a great bow maker, especially with like these little twines that want to twist up on themselves. So I struggle with those a little bit, but so now I'm going to go ahead and create the pocket for the tag, and I'm going to see how far down the tag goes like it is, and I decided I wanted it to be a little higher up, so I just go for it and put another whole strip of the 1-inch wide foam tape there. And then, like you've seen me do before, I like to put some liquid glue on top of my foam tape because it gives me just a few seconds of wiggle room to make sure I've got it where I want it to go. And I'm just putting the tag back in there to kind of help me figure out where exactly how high I want to try to put the photo. And I know I'm going to have plenty of room at the bottom for my title. But I kind of am still second guessing myself because this blue matches some blue in the photo, but that looks a little bluish in the rainbows is really more of a green shade. And so I'm still trying to think on this, and I want to see what kind of space it's going to take up. So I pulled out that Thickers alignment tool, and I decide I'm okay with it, that I'm going to go ahead and go for it. And I, try my best to get these letters off with that without pulling everything. And you see that was just an epic fail. I'm throwing letters everywhere. So I just decided to make the most of it. I will say I do have to go back at the end after I turned off the camera and add liquid adhesive to the back of those cardstock thickers. Those little small letters for is, where, and are, those stick really well. They're just little like puffy stickers. But these the chipboard stickers for home and we, they are older. I don't even know who I got them from. I got them from somebody in a D-stash box. And so they're old and they don't really stick, and they're just going to chip right off if I don't put some glue there. So I had to do that at the end. And just this big bare space was bothering me. So I pulled out that same little tag again, or label again. It still just didn't quite work, but I do end up coming up with a few things there to make just a little bit of a cluster to give some interest. Did liquid glue on this one since it had such thin edges, and then I'm going to put a lot of roller adhesive on the other two pieces. I don't want them to snag as they go in and out. I think I'm going to have to go back and add just a little bit more, but it kind of comes together there at the end. So I am still scratchy and dealing with not sounding 100% well, but I am getting better every day, and I appreciate all your kind comments that you've been sending me and messaging me, and this is going to finish me up for today. Okay, y'all, that's where I'm going to call this one done. Another simple one. It did take longer than I had intended, especially for it to be so simple. I kind of went around on a few things. I'm still going to go back and put some liquid glue behind these chipboard thickers. I'll use the Barely Arts Precision Glue. They don't have a lot of stick left on them. I think I got those from maybe a de-stash box that someone did like a year ago that they had in their stash for a while. So they are pretty old. I don't like 100% love the color of them, but they were really the best that I could find that I had in my stash. So, and I didn't really want to get out my Big Shot or my Silhouette for this today. So I am okay with it being simple. Sometimes I go all out and I have all kinds of crazy mixed media and lots of things, and sometimes I'm more simple. So that was what this was today. Again, the photo is busy, the paper's busy, so I just think it's enough to look at. So home is where we are. And then for the journaling, and you did see right at the end that I just felt like this needed something. It was just too much of a big blank space, and it is an oddly shaped tag, but it works. So I just put this little cluster here, and then it says home is wherever I am with Olin, Ben, Dylan, and Austin. They are my heart. They give me life. They teach me so much. They make me a better person. I am so thankful for each of them and the special roles they play in my life. I'm grateful that this is the family God gave me to create a home with, one that doesn't require walls and floors, but one that exists whenever and wherever we are together. So just a little bit of short journaling there. I may have to add a little more glue there. I was trying to make sure I had plenty of adhesive to make that slip in and out really easily, so I may have to put a little bit more on the tip of that flower. So that's where we'll end the video for today. I appreciate you stopping by so much. It means more to me than you will ever know. I promise you. And if you enjoyed the video, I would love a thumbs up down below, as well as clicking that subscribe button if you haven't already. I would love for you to become a part of my little YouTube family. There will be close-ups at the end, as well as over on Instagram, where I would love for you to follow me as well. I share lots of things over there that never make it over here to YouTube. And until I see you next time, take care of yourself, do something good for yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.